Hey, what's up, guys? Been a few days since I made a video. I don't even know what this is gonna be about, honestly. I just wanted to make a video before I start working on the car. Uh, I wanted to show y'all guys a mistake I made on the rear suspension. I did make a video. I showed you guys the my QA1 coilovers when they came in, and another guy had asked me. He wanted to see like a bunch of stuff on the car, like all the measurements on like when I made the transmission tunnel and all that. I know I did kind of a crappy video before, but I think today I want to show you guys. I want to show you my steering wheel. It's a NRG. I got it in the back of the car here. It's made by NRG. I should have had it out of the boxes already, but got this from off of Amazon, I think. And you guys that are ordering one of these, if you're doing a steering wheel in your car, a NRG in particular. Let me get this open. Sorry, wasn't prepared as usual. But you can see right here, this SRK-100H. The second line down is for 1990 to 03 Mitsubishi Eclipse. That's your part number for your short hub. Yeah, so the short hub goes on the steering column first, and then the quick release gets bolted to the short hub. So this is what your short hub looks like. I think that this ring back here is like your positive for your horn, and that's your negative. Honestly, I don't know how it goes together. I've been watching videos, haven't seen a real good video of it, but we'll figure it out. It's kind of what we do here anyway. We just figure things out. And then this is the quick release adapter. Come on, it's got some foam in there. But yeah, I went with this one. It's white, obviously, my color. So yeah, it's an NRG quick release. It's got the little finger paddles on there. And the steering wheel. Show you the steering wheel real quick, and then I'll take you under the car. This is the steering wheel. Yeah, so that's the steering wheel. So that's going to be in the car hopefully. I don't know, maybe next week after. I don't know. But my rear coilovers, okay. Here's the coilovers that I bought when I bought the rear end kit from S&W Race Car. I got these cheapies because at the time, I wasn't sure what rear shock I was going to end up with actually on the car, so I had these. Well, these from eye to eye are like 14 and a quarter inches eye to eye, 14 and a quarter. And the ones that I bought from QA1 are 16 and 7/8 eye to eye. So there's some brackets on the rear end I'm gonna show you guys. So if you look at this chart, this is what I got with my new QA1s. So it says for nice ride and handling, 0 to 6 clicks on the compression, and 2 to 8 clicks on the rebound. And these are double adjustable shocks that I got. Oops, I'm just looking at the I gotta look at the rear shock. The rear shocks, yeah, 0 to 6 clicks, and yeah, okay, same thing. So let's go to the back of the car. I do have the tires on there now. The tires on the back of the car, just so I can see what my ride height and everything was. So these brackets right here, these lower brackets that you bolt the rear coilover to, these were facing up. I had them welded to the rear in the opposite direction. And you know, when I got these longer shocks, I had to cut these off the other day. That weld right there, I had to cut that weld off and flip them around and weld them back on the rear axle facing downwards, so my new shock length had somewhere to bolt to, if you understand what I'm saying. And you know, got this side here too. And unfortunately, that's my fuel line. Still haven't got my fuel cell in. Ain't that something? You know, I can't put the fuel cell in until I get my coils in completely and get them done and bolted up at rad height. I can't put my fuel cell in until then. But everything else is getting done. But if you look, yeah, got a little leak over here. When I cut that weld off and flip the brackets, I don't know, man. Somehow or another, I got a leak. So now I gotta, you know, I have to find the leak, weld the leak up, and before I can finalize this back here, and then gotta put the drive shaft in. I got the brakes bled. Yeah, she's coming together, man. We'll see what happens in the next couple weekends. I think maybe in the next couple weekends, I can actually have the wiring back in the car. And if I can figure out how to do it, I'm gonna put some still pictures that I have of the car as I was building it. I'm gonna see if I can get some pictures and include into the video. I ain't gonna say I don't care enough about making these videos, but I do care. The more time it takes me to put into the videos, the less time I have to work on the car. And time is not something I have a lot of. But I'm gonna show you guys what runs the engine. I think I showed it briefly before in another video. But this is what the fuel management system from Holley, the Terminator X-Max system is what I have. Oh yeah, and Edwards was asking me like about the gear ratio I chose for the car, and to be quite transparent, I didn't choose the gear ratio. The gear ratio, a good friend of mine, the kit that's in this car now, the whole rear end kit that's in this car from S&W race car, the whole 4-link setup. I actually welded it into my buddy has a 1976 Mustang Cobra 2. I actually welded this system, or this 4-link, into his Mustang 12 years ago. And he didn't do nothing with the car, it just sat there in his backyard. So I went down there one day with a saw, you know, a reciprocating saw, a sawzall. Couldn't think of it. And I went down there with a couple saws, man, a couple batteries. And I ended up buying the whole rear end out of his car to put into this car, because I did some measurements. I was like, man, I think that thing will fit perfect, you know. So I ended up buying the wheels, the tires. The tires ain't that old. The tires aren't 12 years old. They're about 4 years old, 4.5, but they're brand new. And so I ended up getting the wheels, tires, rear subframe, the axles, all that stuff for like, it was like $5,800 I gave him. I don't know what it would cost brand new. Probably not much more than that, but it was like $5,800 for all that stuff. And so here it is, 12 years later, it's in this car. So he chose the 430 gear because he was going to do a small block Ford, turbo small block Ford with a 5-speed manual transmission. So he picked the 430 gear when we bought all the stuff from S&W race car. So fast forward 12 years, I have it now, and my engine is a LS1. The transmission is a 4L60E, which, you know, is automatic overdrive. And the overdrive gear, fourth gear, should be a 0.62 to 1 gear ratio. With the 430 gear, I should be able to go up the interstate at 70 mile an hour, around like 2650 RPM. 2,700 maybe, which ain't bad. I mean, I'll take that. But, and I know the 430 gear is not exactly a turbo gear, you know, because the turbo likes to have some, you know, some resistance to pull against to help it spool up. But I'm not really concerned about, you know, making maximum horsepower. I just want something that's cool, a little bit different, and something that's reliable, really. So I'm hoping that, as everybody probably knows, the 4L60 transmission is not known to be the most robust, you know, durable transmission when you put power in front of it. But what I'm thinking is the 430 gear and the rear end is going to take most of the force from the engine. So instead of putting all the force into the transmission, it's going to transfer the force into the gear, which it's a strange third member. I'm not making near enough power to hurt that gear, the rear end. It's got a locker and stuff in it. It's made by Strange, or Strange put it together. I'm not even worried about that. So I'd rather put the power into the gear in the rear than the transmission. And I think, anyway, y'all can leave comments below. I think that gear is gonna save this transmission and make it live for a while. Of course, I am gonna have the trans built, maybe next winter, maybe this winter. We'll see how that goes. I hate to keep working on the car, keep it on jack stands. I just rather drive and enjoy it. Oh yeah, I told you guys I was gonna show you the fuel management system. So today I'm working on this here. This is my I keep wanting to say catch can. It's not a catch can. But the name escapes me right now, what this is actually called. But you know, it's for the antifreeze. And what I have, if anybody is interested in doing this, hold on a second, sorry. I did make this bracket that bolts to the frame with 4 bolts. That there holds the catch can, not the catch can, whatever that's called. So you do have to make a bracket or something to hold this, but so I have this bottom hose. It's a -10 hose. It goes under the water pump, and you guys can leave a comment too. Tell me if it's gonna work. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone else do it. So this side of an LS water pump actually sucks water in, and then this side pushes water out. So what I have is a -10 sucking into the water pump. And then, you know, of course there's a thermostat in here, because there's a big hole, and if you took the thermostat housing off and looked inside there, there's a big hole like right here on the inside of this water pump. And the thermostat separates the sucking side from the pushing side. So I have water sucking in here and then pushing out. It sucks in a 10 AN and pushes out this number, a -6 AN back. It pushes it back into the top of this catch can. I know. That's a catch can. Well, that's an oil catch can. This is a water catch can. You know. Oh, so I did get my I got my throttle cable hooked up thanks to my brother. So obviously I can't hit the gas pedal right now, but I think this is Low Car, the company called Low Car. This is a Low Car cable, a Low Car bracket. This is my dipstick tube. That's I think that's Low Car, maybe. I can't remember. I know Low Car has them, and then I got the oil dipstick tube to kind of match it. I think I got that from Jegs Racing, and then I think I got this off Amazon, but it's, you know, made for a 4L60E transmission. I don't know if I talked about this or not, but as you can see, that right there, that gap between the hot side, the crossover, and this fan is pretty darn close. I hope that works out. If it don't, I'll fix it, whatever I gotta do. But when you put a big intercooler, I do have the intercooler back in the car now. When you put an intercooler in the front like that, and that's a 4-inch intercooler, 4-inch thick, once you do that, you kind of have to put a lot more powerful CFM fan. So this is Mishimoto fans. They're not the greatest, I don't think. I ain't gonna talk crap about Mishimoto. I got a lot of Mishimoto stuff on this, as you can see, but I don't think their fans are great, honestly, for pulling air. But we're gonna try it. As you can see, I got like a high torque fan on this side, and I got a thinner one over here because I didn't have enough room, because it's one of them things, like just like the rear end brackets. I didn't have the fans when I mocked up the hot side. Lesson learned, right? Don't mock shit up unless you have the right parts you're gonna have on the car ultimately. So I got a thinner fan here. So this in here is gonna kick on and off. I'm gonna run it off my Holley system, and then that bigger fan is gonna run all the time. Like when the car hits like 160 degrees, I'll have that fan come on. And yo, look at that. Look at that bird nest. So this is gonna be my fuel management system. It's the Holley Terminator X Max. You can do this a lot cheaper. Like if you took the stock harness and cut it down to what you needed and made it look nice and all that stuff. But I wanted to be able to tune the car, kind of myself. And this is kind of like a self-tuning system as well. And then where I have it going through the firewall into the engine bay, it's kind of dark in here, but I built this little standoff right here. And this is the positive going from the battery. It goes from the battery from the back of the car to this, and then through the firewall down to the starter. And this is my grommet that's holding the wiring going out to the engine bay for the fuel injectors, all the sensors and everything like that. But yeah, let's see if I get a better picture. Yeah, so but all these wires are in the car. The rest of it is hooked to the engine, obviously. Oh, I don't think I ever explained. I mean, I'm sure you guys probably put together 2 and 2 and discovered that. The reason I built the floor out like this was to accommodate. I had that 4-inch downpipe coming off the back of the turbo, so that's why this floor is so wide. If I didn't have that, like if I would have done like a bumper exit or a fender exit exhaust, I wouldn't have had to do this. But I didn't want my exhaust shooting out of the fender, and then all the fumes and the noise coming back into the car while I'm trying to just enjoy my ride. I didn't want to hear all that noise and smell all the smells. But okay, let's see. So this pocket right here, I cut this pocket out to mount my cage to. So when I cut the pocket out and replaced it with eighth inch steel plate to make it super strong up here, just to tie the whole car in with the cage. And the cage comes up. I know it's a long video, sorry, but the cage comes up, passes right through this notch here. I didn't have to cut anything. Let me see if I can get a shot here. It comes right up and pretty much touches this stock piece here. So I didn't really have to cut anything to get the tube up through there. And of course, obviously it comes up here to the halo. It's got the halo, the main hoop. And I did, because you're going to see these welds here. So I did grind those welds smooth. So I know, look, this is not a race car. I want to make that clear too. It's not a race car. It's a car that I can race if I wanted to, but it's mostly just to drive on the street and take to like car shows or Cars and Coffee. This is what I like. I mean, like I said, I'm 50 years old. I've always liked pro street cars. I've always loved the Mitsubishi Eclipse since they came out. I was, in my 20s, like early 20s when they first came out. I loved them. I always wanted the Pro Street one. And that's why I'm doing this car. I'm not doing this car to race it. Now, if somebody pulls up on me in a Chrysler 300 or something like that, then we'll probably race. Oh, this is my wastegate. VS Racing. 60 mil wastegate. Leave in the comments if you think that's going to work or not. I have it right here for good. It's got really good priority to the gate. And it's going to dump. My plan is to dump this whole driver's side out of the 60 mil gate. So, and I'm hoping that controls my boost. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments, because I don't know. I'm hoping. And if it don't work, we'll make it work. If that ain't enough gate, I'll put another gate on the other hot set, on the other side of the exhaust. But anyway, long video, not a lot of information, just like you're used to. But hey, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see anything else, Andrew, I think his name Andrew. I'm gonna try to get you a video this weekend. I'm gonna take some measurements, maybe get some part numbers. Actually, let me see if I can get this part number right here. Hold on, let me flip this around, see if I can see it in the camera. This is my radiator part number. You see that? You want to screenshot that? Looks like 790 63041. That's my radiator, and that is also, yep, Mishimoto. And I got that off of Amazon, actually. Came off Amazon. I think it's like $350 or something like that. But I think it's for a GSX model car, which I don't know. Let's walk over here. I got a RS model over here real quick. I know nothing's quick for me, right? Can't get my fuel cell in quick, and that only takes 4 bolts. So yeah, here's my, yeah, she's crusty, guys. It's a New York car. You see that? Yeah, I gotta get this thing all fixed up after I get my other one done. But this is a RS, so yeah, it is different. I didn't know whether the top, like that top radiator hose came out in the center, like the GSX. But yeah, so this is different. So this is a RS model with the 420A. So you don't, I mean, I guess you could use it, a radiator made for one of these models. But like I said, the model radiator that I have in this car, this is a radiator designed for a GSX. So I guess the GSX radiators are different than the non-turbo cars. Maybe a GST radiator would be the same because they're, you know, 4G63s. But if you have a GS or an RS, if you're going to small block one of these cars and you want to use the radiator that comes out in the center port, and then that goes right into an LS1 water pump using the factory. These are the factory upper and lower radiator hoses from the 420A engine, but it's a GSX radiator with the 420A radiator hoses to an LS water pump. And you can see right there, that's stock. I think I cut 1 inch off of it. Yeah, I cut like 1 inch off of it, but that was it. And it lined right up. Awesome. It's like Mitsubishi knew that people were gonna put V8s in these cars. Yeah, right. But anyway, I gotta get to work, man. I done wasted, well, probably not wasted, but I done spent over a half hour making this video. So try to get you guys a video on the weekend. Have a good weekend. Get in the garage. LS swap your Eclipse. What are you doing? What are you doing watching this? Go LS swap your Eclipse. All right, see you guys.